auditioning for that next level shot. NBL Canada players take no night off.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I had to say woo for Steve Hargrove, who's here this evening. Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, time for your 600 Millies dance team, choreographed by Asa Wilson. Here is the starting lineup for the Storm this evening. At point guard number 2, Nick Mogori. At shooting guard number 22, Rashad Mike. At small forward number 3, Brandon Robinson. At power forward number 24, Louis Birdsong. And at center number 50, Nick Evans. The head coach of the Storm is Joe Salerno. The assistant coach is Garrett Wade. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please give your attention to the East End as we introduce your 2014-2015 St. John Millrats. First up, ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm St. John welcome to introduce your stars for tonight's game. First up, a 5'11" guard hailing from Boston, Massachusetts. You know him as Rayo, wearing number 10, Raheem Singleton. From Memphis, Tennessee, he stands 6'7", a forward wearing number 41. Give it up for Jeremy Williams. From Mobile, Alabama, 6'5" guard, Johnny Day. From Long Island, New York, 6'6" power forward. We call him the Big Ticket. He wears number 21, Katie Jones.
11 years now, I still get the names like that. All the time.
And finally, he is the reigning league MVP. He is 5'11" dynamite. We call him Double A, number 12, Anthony Anderson. And please welcome to center court, the man of the middle, Warren George. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we direct your attention to West End for our introduction to our head coach, Julian King. The Democrats assistant coaches are Paul Vaughn, Randy Lookman, Jim Palmer, and Aaron Carlin. The team's physical therapist is Kathy Simon from Life Park Physical Therapy. Today's officials will be Colin McCann, Rick McKinnon, and Jeff Smith.
P1 player from St. Andrews University.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we ask that you please rise, remove your hats, and join Michaela Jackson singing of our national anthem.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all that's common, with
time. Ball time. Ball.
Test. Test.
Hello.
No, low's better. Try high and you'll see the difference.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to St. John, New Brunswick, Canada. We have a matchup here between the PEI Storm and the St. John Millrats. Storm get on the board early with 2 points. The big man under the hoop, number 50. With us on the broadcast tonight, we have Stacey Atkinson, as usual, from St. Stephen High School head coach. As well, we have Josh Dominy, who's the player for St. Stephen High School. As well, two high school players from the St. John area, Jack and David Daggle. One playing for St. Malachy's High School and one attending St. John High School. So we have 3 local high school players here on the broadcast with us today. So we look forward to interviewing them at halftime.
Yeah, Ben, I brought Josh with me to have a good look at a couple of Millrats big men, in particular Kenny Jones, just to watch his footwork, use of the pump fake, and up and unders and everything, and watch how everything is going to the basket for him. You very rarely see him take a fadeaway or anything. He's usually to the rim and to the backboard. So.
So Millrat's able to get to the free throw line early to get a couple 2.
Number is 23.
PEI throwing the ball away there.
You know, PEI's 2 possessions going inside of the big fella a couple times in a row here. See what they can get out of it. He's a big guy. He's 6'11". I got him listed about 285, 290, and he moves well. Moves very well.
So last time around, we watched these 2 teams play. It was a very, very close battle. And both have different looking teams from back in November. If you tuned in recently to our broadcast, we've talked about the team chemistry of the St. John Millrats squad and the amount of confidence we've seen from this team and just overall the overall skill level and the ability. I guess at the end of the day, this team they put together is one that they want to be a contender to go into playoffs late in the season. And Kenny Jones is funny. Coach, you were just talking, bringing a player along to watch Kenny Jones. This guy does it all.
Oh yeah, he's got 6'11" guarding him. He takes him out to the 3-point line. That's drawing PEI's rim protector, their shot blocker out of the key, and he's got that versatility to knock that 3-point shot down.
Number 13, Sammy Zaglinski, very good ball player. He put up quite a few points last time around. We watched these 2 play at Harbor Station. So ladies and gentlemen, the score is 5-4 for the St. John Millrats. PEI moving the ball quickly to get to their big man. The massive throwdown. Nick Evans deciding, I'm just going to throw that down.
Well, Nick, last time he was in Harbor Station, Ben, he had a kind of a, not a great game. It was kind of a bit of a subpar game, and I think he's looking to redeem himself. I watched him in the warm-up. He was working his butt off in the warm-up. He had a nice sweat going before the game started, and he's looking to get the ball early.
Well, again, we talked about every time these Millrats are having to match up against different teams.
I got to make that stuff.
Williams with a nice look at the hoop, not able to convert there. But talking about the size difference, beautiful move there. Number 15, Brandon Robinson.
So many look at you look at opposing teams. That's 3-point shot by Johnny Mahan. Anyway, you look at teams look at a 3-point shot wide open, and then their eyes light up. There's no shot blocker in the key for the Millrats, and you've got players constantly going to the basket and fouls or easy dunks or easy layups.
We're seeing a different Nick Evans that we've seen in previous games here at the station.
Yeah, already.
His confidence is just soaring right now. First with a huge dunk and then hitting the long-range shot from the outside. This big man's confidence has definitely gone up since the first of the season. Sure, his coach is happy to see that from his big man.
Nick seems like a great guy too, Ben. He was talking to everybody on the scorer's table before the game. Anybody walking by had a little nod, had a wave. Millrats walking out, he had something to say to them. Nice, like.
They talk about the footwork of Kenny Jones. Consistently talking about how the guy plays at 6'10", 6'11", but not actually that height. The footwork of Kenny Jones is just unbelievable. The way he was able to step over and get past the big man in the center of the island storm was beautiful. Johnny Mann, just wants to light up that 3-ball this evening.
Oh, see, he can shoot the ball, Kenny.
There's a defensive rebound for the Millrats. That's another big change this season. Not able to make that layup, but the Millrats being able to get the rebounds we weren't seeing earlier in the season has been a key change for this team.
Yeah, it's a glaring weakness of the Millrats is gobbling up those defensive boards and getting the body on somebody. And
so number 2, Nick Kalori, able to slash and drive to the hoop, and then the other point guard at the other end, AA Anthony Anderson, doing the same. And we talked earlier in the season about Anthony Anderson. We know that eventually in the season he would start showing up, and he has. He's been very impressive to watch as of late. The veteran, it's almost like a warm-up at the first of a game. Seeing the first couple of games of the season were his warm-up moments.
Yeah.
And he's really come into his own here the past couple of games.
Yeah, definitely. We say almost every game that we look at his offensive output at the end of the game, and we're surprised. He's a quiet 30 points. He's a quiet 12 assists, and almost double digits in rebounds every game.
And Nick Evans, he got into foul trouble the last time we saw these two teams play, and there was a quick foul there, offensive, called on him, throwing his shoulder into Williams. Easy call for the refs.
They don't mind you banging, going backwards with your back, but once you turn and you drive your shoulder into the sternum, it's automatic. You got to call that.
No, it's looking like they're feeling the effects of the minus 20 degree Celsius wet weather here in town. Some missed dribble opportunities or layups or open looks. It was cold in here earlier at Harbor Station.
Cold. I think they just turned the heat on about 20 minutes ago, after the warm-up was done.
Nick Evans going to the outside, not able to hit that time. Millrats looking to run the floor. Williams missing again, but an offensive rebound.
Nice pass.
Stacy, we've talked about this. The Millrats, one of those key moments to the games in the losses that we watched from the Millrats in games past was really due to rebounding.
Yes. Yeah, no
both
question.
on the defensive end and the offensive end, getting second chance opportunities like we're seeing now from Williams. Now getting to shoot those extra free throws. That's been huge for the Millrats. We just didn't see it early on in the season, and they're crashing the boards.
Yeah, I don't think I don't think Coach King has been too displeased with the amount of offensive rebounds they're getting, but you can tell by his face at times on the defensive end, they're just, they'll play great D at times and just not finish their D with the box out. And giving up, there's been a couple games where the opposing team has had double the offensive rebounds that they've had. So, and then, yourself, rebounding is toughness and heart, right? You don't have to be 7 feet tall. I heard a stat one day, Ben, in the NBA. It was the average rebound was taken from a height of 8'10".
Right.
That's a height that you and I can almost reach, without jumping. It's, these NBA players are, the ball's just arms are bent and they're getting that. So it's a game of rebounding's quickness and heart. Now how the NBA got that stat is beyond me.
They seem to have, as of late, you're watching TNT or you're watching the NBA on ESPN, and they've got incredible stats that you've never. Well, so many teams are investing in these, highly intelligent stats guys at Harvard and who are coming in and saying, "Hey, we want to look at the game in a different perspective."
Yeah.
And pros and cons to that, but if you're big on stats in basketball, the NBA has literally every stat you're looking for these days.
They know. I think there's a stat out there. How many times does Steve Nash blink when he's shooting free throws?
Right.
And Shaq can't shoot free throws because he doesn't blink as many times.
Tyrone Levitt not able to hit, but there's the offensive rebound, Stacy.
That's
man wide open.
Nope.
That's his money spot there. So look for him to keep. With Nick Evans off the floor, we've got more of a well-balanced.
Little inside out is what is what the Storm's doing right now, finding the open shooter if they get double teamed and playing some nice basketball. It's an easy game when you play it right?
Well, we noticed against their last opponent in the Moncton Miracles. We talked early in the game saying, hey, if those guys like your Kenny Jones and Tyrone Levitts are able to use that kind of ferocity and they have towards their games and take advantage of the size, which on paper may not look like size, but we know the grittiness of those two guys. If they were able to take advantage early of the fact that they didn't have bigs on the Moncton Miracles, that they that would be the key to the game against the Miracles, and it paid off down the road.
We were talking last game about in every game about Kenny Jones' use of the pump fake, and my nickname for him is Mr. Pump Fake. My God, I must pump fake 25 times a game. Against Moncton, with no shot blockers in there, he wouldn't have pump fake more than 3 times. It was just drop step score, drop step half hook or dunk the ball. He didn't have to. But, he's a smart guy. You've seen him pump fake a couple times here already. He's, got a 6'10", 6'11" guarding him. And
I guess the point I'm making is that Halifax has such a... Their small forward, power forward, and center positions are just stacked with big men, 6'10", 6'11", very, very athletic guys. We commenting on these guys that, supposedly bigs at 6'10", 6'11", throwing massive dunks down.
Yeah.
Well above the rim, but not only that, but just having to battle against those guys is hard on the body, the wear and tear on the mill rats.
Yeah.
So, but that's something they can go back and review, going down into the stretch of the season. But with this team they're playing right now in the PEI Storm, it's another kind of well-balanced team. There's Radio Singleton.
Coaches will take that one.
Absolutely.
Off the backboard from the top of the key. It's usually that's not called. Look at Tyrone play D down there. Yeah, before the shot. Before the shot. Oh, a referee called on the shot. They're all saying floor, but he's not.
If you're the coaching staff of the St. John Millrats and you see, big big man Matt Evans getting into foul trouble early, you got a smile on your face because it it reduces the size of their big men.
Yeah.
And then your guys like Kenny Jones and Levitt can really go to work on their bigs.
Yeah, you know, Kenny Jones last game went to work, finished the game with 40 points, and with a team record, a Millrats record of 19 assists that game. I dare say most of them were to Kenny Jones with that 40 points, but I think Kenny hit a 3 in that game, and everything else was in the key and a free throw.
So it looks like it was Mike Martin there shooting the free throws. Island Storm. Tyrone Levitt, speaking of Tyrone Levitt, hitting from the outside. We're constantly talking about Tyrone Levitt and Kenny Jones having a similar game plan when they get out on the floor, working the inside and the outside perimeter. They do it all.
Wow.
The score is 19-18 for the St. John Millrats. Both teams off to a fairly slow start, not the pace we saw against the Moncton Miracles. But again, we really talk about the beautiful shot there by 15. Moncton, of the Island Storm, Brandon Robinson, lighting up long range. Both teams here are trying to get warmed up. Stacey, we've had freezing cold temperatures here in the city as of late, and Harbor Station was really cold coming into the game, so it may take a few minutes for these teams to get warmed up.
Oh, they seem to be shooting the 3.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, and like I said, one of the reasons I brought one of my players, Bailey's my starting center for me in my high school team, and I'm always at him about going to the rim, stop fading away, finish going towards the rim, don't shoot from the same spot you pump fake from, kind of thing, and just trying to get him to develop some patience down on the post. You don't have to go right away. You can let guys cut off you. You can have a look like Kenny Jones has twice. Seeing players cutting in behind him, cutting back door, and hopefully he gets something out of this. Watching this.
Absolutely, and having Jack and David Daggle here watching the game. Both of these young gentlemen actually played on somewhat of an all-star team we put together at Christmas time at the Dave Keane Memorial Tournament, which is a phenomenal tournament every year here in St. promoting basketball in the city, and talking about the significance of crashing the boards. So these guys getting a wide open look, but not chasing down the rebounds. And I wanted them specifically to see Tyrone Levitt and watch his work ethic out on the floor.
Yeah.
So next time David shoots a long-range 3 and misses, he's got to crash the boards. He's laughing right now because he knows that part of the game, if you're a coach, is so crucial to being, an effective part of your team.
When we talk a lot about Tyrone Levitt and Kenny Jones, but we watch them game in and game out at 6'4". Just in the work that they do against the other teams, 6'10" and 7-footers. Matching them point for point, and a lot of times Kenny overmatching, but their ability to keep them off the boards, to push them out of their comfort spots and defend them is just amazing.
Well, Stacey, at the end of the day, I think for both of us, just having seen players of all ages, from kindergarten kids all the way up to the pros, or working with them, these two guys are unique.
Oh, yeah.
There's something unique about these two guys. There's man open for 3. Love shooting that. And Eric Cruikshank, Mr. Adrenaline. Eric handled up with a huge rebound. Tyrone Levitt wide open again, can't hit the three.
Nice fake.
He is fast. He is fast. That player from the Island Storm, Nick Okaru. Very good point guard here for the Storm. Anthony Anderson looking like he got hit there on that three-point attempt.
Looked
Nothing
like
called.
He did. You know, you're a shooter until you hit the floor.
Right. There's man. Beautiful steal. He's not going to miss that layup this time. Like I missed the first. I'm not missing that second.
I thought he's such a good three-pointer. I thought he was pulling up the old Larry Bird. Pull up 1-0. There we go. Offensive rebounds, Ben.
Offensive rebounds, and
That's the
15 is a perimeter shooter.
Coach King really emphasizing, you know, getting that ball in quick. A la Showtime Lakers in the 80s. Kurt Rambis, one step out, throw it down the floor. How many 1-0 layups did we see against Moncton last week? Where after Moncton scored, you know, the Millrats are laying the ball in at the other end.
I guess the point I was making with the cold is that these Millrats very rarely miss open layups like that. We've seen 4 or 5 of them already.
Yeah.
And is it due to the cold? I have no idea, but it seems that just having a slow start as far as finishing at the hoop.
Yeah, definitely.
That will change. That's gonna change as they get warmed up here. But
yeah, definitely concentration. You know, you're missing a layup like that. It's
take an opportunity here. Let's go back to these guards of the St. John Millrats. Anthony Anderson, we could talk about all night how effective he is at distributing the ball, driving to the hoop, drawing the harm whenever he wants to.
yeah.
We get excited once he starts lighting it up.
Alex DeRoche, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Number 11 for the Storm in the game, and we've got a chance to see him play before. And boys, he
played very well last time.
Oh, really well. I was impressed. Speaking of impressed,
Anderson looking like, hey, that
makes
would
it look easy, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, had a look on his face like that was too easy, guys.
Yeah.
He plays some D.
Yeah.
Play some D on me.
Well, it was nice. He stepped on his own player's foot and fell down for him.
Well, DeRoche, last time around we saw him, and this is a Canadian player, which we love to talk about when these Canadian players play well. We talk about Joey Hayward of the Halifax Rainmen,
Yeah.
and the impact he's had in this league. It's been great to see. But DeRoche hitting three-point shots, getting extra steals, doing all those extra things you want to see from those from your top players. He was doing that last time he was here in St. John.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll see more of that from DeRoche this time around. So again, the Millrats point guards get into the free throw line. We talked about how many points this Millrats team gets shooting free throws.
Well, definitely a lot from Anthony Anderson. Half from Anthony Anderson, half the rest of the team.
Well, half from Anthony Anderson, not as good, but pretty close at drawing those foul calls, and it's especially late in the game. We'll see that, ladies and gentlemen. Third and fourth quarter, that's when they really try to draw that harm, and it pays off at the free throw line. Look for Eric Cruikshank. He's gonna want a big dunk here to really boost the morale of his team. If you want a guy to do it, it's him. Some messy plays here going on. Millrats are going to reset here. Like I said, look for the ball to be going to Eric Cruikshank. Every game we've seen him play, he likes to get that early dunk.
The early dunk, going, the crowd going, and get himself going. He's a great guy to have on the team, no question.
Tyrone Levitt.
Shot clock running down. He had to.
Again, some sloppy basketball.
Jack with a big rebound. Let's hold for one. Let's hold for one.
There's Mahan, his money spot.
There we go.
Well, we're no longer shocked when Mahan hits that open 3-ball. The last with Mahan, 5, 6, 7 3-pointers in a game.
Yeah, 6 for 7.
Just lighten it up from long range. We talk about the specialists of the NBA. Well, the St. John Millrats have a specialty 3-point shooter.
Yeah.
Literally, that's what he does.
Yeah. You know, and you see the more he makes, you start to see that defense spread out, and you start seeing guys like Singleton and Anderson getting to the basket over and over again.
Well, we love to talk about the balance of this Millrats team. We didn't necessarily see the balance at the first of the season that we were looking. As coaches, that you're looking for the pieces, kind of key pieces to a team. Yeah. But again, with Levitt coming off that injury and being back in the lineup, and having a 3-point special, having Anthony Anderson who can shoot the 3-ball, a lot of perimeter shooters. The Millrats have become a very dangerous team, although maybe outsized, mostly against the other squads. The inside-out game they can work because of someone like Mahan being able to draw that long-range perimeter shot. You know, and if he gets caught, somebody plays some legitimate D on him, well, guess what? He's getting that ball back into your Kenny Jones and Levitts and Williams, who are all very strong under the hoop.
Yep,
so it makes them a very well-balanced squad, right from players 1 through 12 on the Millrats bench.
Yeah, definitely. I'd like to get a look at Vanderbeek, and I hope he gets a couple minutes today for coach. And, see what he's made of. He's a big 6'11" body, and see if he can be that rim protector at times. When Kenny Jones or Tyrone need a break for a minute here and there.
Well, he may become that guy that they, maybe it's 2 minutes, maybe it's 3 minutes a game, but maybe those crucial 2 or 3 minutes where your Tyrone Levitts, Williams,
foul trouble, tired, or
Jones, they just need a couple of minutes of rest, and so that's probably a role he'll play, but he'll be happy to play if he, At the end of the day, you're playing pro basketball. You want your quality minutes, and you want to be able to show what you can do while you're in there in the game, and then that's how you earn extra minutes, right? So we just got the stat sheet from the first quarter. The score is 30-26 for the Island Storm. Anderson going to work here and getting the arm. We know he's eventually going to get that call. Anthony Anderson shooting free throws, golden. He's going to make those every time. Again, that's where he makes you pay off. Half of his points on the score sheet come from free throws. So for you high school players, we talk about it consistently. NBL Canada, NBA, free throws are crucial. You've got to make them. And there's Air Canada taking off for another massive rebound, and Mahan wide open.
Wow, he doesn't miss many of those wide open. Mahan right now with 8 first quarter points for the Millrats, for PEI, 10 points for Brandon Robinson, 9 for Nick Okery. Again,
okay, several things we've talked about just before you continue with the stats. We talked about rebounding, offensive and defensive rebounding. Improved. It's improved greatly.
But still not there.
It's still not there. It's improving. We're talking about things that stats are improving slowly but surely over time. On the defensive end, guys putting their bodies on the line, getting these offensive fouls, drawing the offensive fouls.
Yeah.
That's another key thing we've seen happen recently. So,
right now the rebounding edge goes to PEI 16-10. 4 offensive rebounds for PEI, 3 offensive for the Millrats.
Billy Rush with a long-range 3-bomb down at the other end. It was a beautiful looking stroke. And there's DeRoche not able to hit. Rush a bit upset. He was wide open again for three ball there. Didn't get a look. Look for the Millrats to give Anthony Anderson some space. There's Levitt wide open. You can't leave him wide open.
He's going to hit that.
You cannot leave Levitt wide open for a 3 bomb. It's going to go.
Well, it's nice when one of your bigs can step out and hit a 3.
That's why they're dangerous.
Now that pass that Cruikshank just made, I've got a player on my team that will be 3 feet from the rim with the ball, like lay it in, and he passes it. Nobody's there to block a shot, but he passes it out to an open shooter. So you want to say, all right, good job for hitting the open shooter, but just lay the ball in.
But again, when you deal with Mann, who's a 3-point shooter and he's open, it is a tough call. A lot easier call to make as at the high school level, I think, for either one of us.
Well, but I'm still, take the shore too, or gamble on the 3.
Oh no, I agree with you 100%. I think just what you start running into is when you realize you've got that 3-point specialist. That hey, do I go for the 3 or do I put that dunk down? Right?
Definitely. You hear Jeff Van Gundy commentating some NBA games, and it's like no, and he hits a 3. It's one of those great passes,
right?
Great pass, but just throw it down or lay the ball in, and or 2. That 3-point shot will always be there.
And I think the other thing is for Cruikshank too. We haven't seen a lot of what he normally does as of late. We know he likes to come in and get a dunk fast.
Yeah.
It's a morale booster for himself. It's a confidence boost. And maybe part of the game plan is, hey, you know what? Get a strong rebound, kick the ball out for 3. Part of it.
Yeah, that's what he's been doing. He come in and he gave about 5 really strong minutes, some offensive rebounds, and some nice kickouts for wide open
Again,
shots.
Everybody getting a roll, right? And it has been working for the Millrats. So Williams unable to make that, but our Canadian boy, DeRoche, coming back in transition, hit up.
There he goes. Superman.
Alex Johnson, Superman, lighting it up long range. Again, we talk about the 3.
That's offensive. That's great defense.
Another offensive foul. Technical foul being charged to the Island Storm.
It was called late, but it was the right call.
Again,
the replay. If you watch the replay, he gets the ball, doesn't like the call. I think it's more mad at himself, but then he had a couple things to say. I don't know what his exact words were, but
again, let's go back to what we touched on. We're trying to go over the stat sheet, and they do matter.
The hustle chart.
But the hustle chart. This is team from the Millrats. The first half of the season, we were not seeing guys laying their bodies on the line for the team.
Right. I
don't know what it's showing on the stat sheet, but I know 2 or 3 offensive fouls that have been charged against.
A couple of drawn charges for the Millrats.
Well, against key guys, against their big man, against their 3-point specialist out there on the floor.
Yeah.
That's why he's frustrated. You get an offensive foul called on you, and you're the guy that's lighting it up long range.
Yeah. Well, you're watching the last couple of games. The Millrats were, there's not a shot blocker in there. So, okay, step up and make him take a contested jump shot. Don't wave the red cape and play a little Olay defense and let him go by.
Williams getting that offensive rebound. And talk about it again and again and again. And I love talking about it. It's 2015, ladies and gentlemen. This is a different St. John Millrats squad than we saw 2014. Our keys to the game and losses for the Millrats in 2014 were offensive, defensive rebounding. And maybe it's not where we'd like to see it, but it has improved greatly.
Oh, greatly, yeah.
And again, we talked about the offensive fouls they're drawing. We're talking about the guys crashing the boards, getting those second, third chance opportunities. Again, another offensive rebound. Somebody boxed out.
that's all hustle and heart, you know, like
This is hustle and heart, and you know what? A lot of it's coming from the coach of this Millrats squad, King. He very
well, you know, he's very clear in his coaching style. You're not going to put out, you're not going to play. You're gonna ride the pine, get some splinters in your butt. If you don't want to get out on the floor and give that extra effort, that come up with that loose ball, come up with that offensive rebound.
Louis Birdsong is at the other end and made that 2 for the Storm.
You know, there's been a lot of players in the history, even in the NBA, that had very little to no talent at all, but just
Dennis Rodman.
You know, we're in the NBA because they can rebound. They dive on the floor, get those loose balls, play some good defense. You don't have to be the most skilled person on the floor or even in the arena.
You know, a lot of times I love to, you know, I spent some time in Toronto working with the Raptors and Team Canada and getting to meet Joel Anthony, who formerly was of the Miami Heat. When LeBron James was there, they won several championships together. And very rarely did you hear about Joel Anthony. Every once in a while, you would hear a commentator talk about his role on the team and how important he was clogging the lane.
Yeah.
There are very specific things he did. He couldn't shoot the ball, but he was very good at setting the screen, rebounding, crashing the boards, playing defense.
If you look at...
That's worth its weight in gold if you can one guy.
If you go back in the history of any team, but look at the NBA, because we're talking about stats. Every championship team had a Dennis Rodman type of player, Kurt Rambis type of player, Joel Anthony with Miami. Every team had that guy. You know, whether he started or he came in and gave valuable minutes, but you know, so valuable to a team. You don't have to be the leading scorer or even middle of the pack. Just lead your team on the hustle chart points, the tips, deflections, steals, drawn charges, and rebounds.
Nick Corey again lighting up long range there. Very good shooter. So Millrats unable to hit that perimeter shot. Storm are on their way back. They've got the lead, 42-37, ladies and gentlemen. Air ball tossed up by 15. Nick Evans is battling for it, but the ball is going the way of the St. John Millrats.
This is a very big game, Ben, for both teams. League, you know, division leading Island Storm, Millrats have regrouped. You know, have signed several new players in the last couple of weeks. Kind of a new face for them, and Darren Mency, player they just signed last week, just hit that 3-point shot. It's a little test for them. A little test for them today's game. A little challenge for sure.
Well, what I love about Ian McCarthy as a GM is he's constantly challenging. You know, we talk about the puzzle pieces and the keys to building these championship teams. You see it in the NBA too. You see it in the D League. You have a limited amount of time in a season to make changes.
Yeah.
And he's making the most.
You've got to do it in time where they gel before the playoffs. And,
right.
You know, I asked Ian last week if this was his roster. Are you set? And he said he'll be satisfied when they have 5 wins in a row.
Right.
Maybe then that will be the team they finish the year with.
But what you can see that's working very well in this, I'm going to be really honest about this. I think this is the first time in the 5 years I've been, in St. John watching this Millrats squad. This is the first time I've seen Ian McCarthy and I think the head coach being 100% on the same page as far as their theory or their philosophy on basketball. You know what? Let's put a team together. Let's find the right guys who can follow your philosophy, coach and the GM.
Yeah.
And it's like the Toronto Raptors. Coach Casey is a good coach. He just needed the right GM to come along. And look what's happened.
Exactly.
You got a GM that wants to win, but, however, cares equally as much about the player personalities, the makeup of the team, and having the key pieces in place to build in a championship squad. And that's what's happening with the Millrats.
Yep.
So although you are seeing some changes, on the Millrats squad, it's for a reason. Ian McCarthy wants a team going down the stretch, and Coach King, that's going to buy into his philosophy right down to the last second of a championship game, and that's what they want.
Definitely. You know, it's like you said, it's the pieces of the puzzle. You know, that puzzle will be complete until they have, their hired guns from the three-point line. They have their, go-to guys in the post. There are, their point guards that can handle any kind of pressure, get the assists, get the points. If you want to score on point guard. And, I think he's. I don't know if he hasn't got all the pieces to the puzzle. He's really close right now. The Millrats are down 2 here to the Island Storm, but playing good basketball.
But Stacey, I mean, you look at the team. You to be quite blunt about it, if we can do it from a perspective of a broadcaster, you don't have personalities. You don't have negative personalities on this squad. These guys are out there battling. They're not getting hit with technical fouls because they are all on the same page.
Nice play.
Great rebound by 7 of the Island Storm.
Yeah, the ball's being inbounded on the baseline. Your first goal is to protect the paint. You can't follow a guy out of the paint or switch out of the paint if
I apologize. I said great rebound. I meant great shot. That was an inbound play. But again, the Millrats are coming back to the free throw line. We talk about how much it pays off for them down the stretch of the game. And there are 3 key. Well, now I would potentially 4 key point guards that the Millrats could put out on the floor. Now you can look on the floor right now. Anthony Anderson's not even out there, but you look at Singleton. Singleton. You can look at
Mency and Superman. There, the 3. Kind of Phoenix Suns style of basketball.
And Alex Johnson. The 3 of them. And Anthony Anderson, any one of those 4 guys can draw fouls, shoot threes, and push the ball up the court, which they're doing right now.
You basically got 3 point guards on the floor, like I said with the Phoenix Suns, with the addition of Isaiah Thomas to their roster, and boys, they're fun to watch when they get those little guys out on the floor.
Billy Rush can do more than just jack a 3 bomb. He just threw a huge one-handed dunk down. Almost a windmill. We talk about the athleticism of the pros in this league, and it is incredible.
Now you watch Kenny go to work here. Well, didn't draw the foul. He thought he was fouled. Look.
It doesn't matter, the footwork. If you're trying to show him the footwork, anybody out there wanting to watch beautiful footwork, whoever coached Kenny Jones has done a great job. There you go, they're running the floor.
Oh.
Travel violation, that's a tough...
Looked like the little Euro step into the layup, but maybe he drugged that first 40 set down.
But again, the Millrats, we talk every game about GMs in this league having to decide, do you want to go with a couple bigs under the hoop on your team, or do you want to run a small ball game?
Yeah.
And that's what the Millrats are doing. He's a great player. He's been a great player to watch for several years. That's number 7 of the Island Storm. He's a veteran player in this league. He's played overseas as well.
Wildly veteran.
Smart, very calm, patient with the basketball. There's a long-range 3, not getting the foul call he's looking for.
He's a shooter until he hits the floor. I don't understand. Referee standing right beside him and not making that call. You can't land. You can't put your feet where he's going to land. Again,
the Millrats are running in transition, looking for foul calls. This is what I love about the Millrats squad. Okay, so your bigs, there's Tyrone Levitt in the game. And you and I love seeing Tyrone Levitt and Kenny Jones in the game at the same time because they're such a dynamic duo under the hoop.
Yeah, definitely.
Because they don't care how big you are. You can be 7 feet and they're going to use their pump work to get by you. or just sheer strength.
Yeah.
So let's see what the Millrats do on this inbounds play. Offensive foul called. It looks like maybe Kenny Jones pushing off.
Yeah, it was a bit of a push there, but it was more of an acting job than the actual push.
But again, so the Millrats are looking at currently right now a very highly athletic squad. But again, if you wonder why the Island Storm wins games, the veterans they've got, we talk about Anthony Anderson being a true veteran on the Millrats. The Island Storm have some really great veterans on their team. There you go, he's grabbing another rebound. And the veteran, like being a true veteran, very calm, cool, and collect. He doesn't get caught up in the antics or trash talk of the game. He's been around too long for that. But it was good timing. You know, we talked about how important a veteran is having on your team. We've discussed it with Anthony Anderson.
Yeah.
Just a different position. He's a veteran center who knows how to play his role, and he's run the same set play every time he's scored.
Yeah.
Millrats getting the defensive rebound, trying to run the floor, coughing up the ball. Island Storm coming back in transition. Pass. Running out of bounds is number 1, Billy Rush. Again, what we're seeing from the Millrats is just a run and gun game style right now, which for the most part is working, except they're not getting the calls they normally are looking for.
They're not getting their half court set here right now. I like to see them finish this second quarter with a few nice sets.
There you go.
Like that.
We talked about that.
Just, it's been
those two guys, they have smiles on their faces. They missed that shot.
Yeah.
They love playing together. Tyrone Levitt and Kenny Jones.
Yeah. And Tyrone, he's so tough down there.
I would not want to battle with it on the same team. I'm there. Put me on their team. Put Kenny Jones, who just scored. I'll take him any day.
It's
but to battle against him under the hoop, no, sub me out.
6 point game for the Island Storm, and we've seen the Millrats miss at least 4, maybe 5 easy ones.
Wide open, yeah.
This could be a tie game or a 2 or 4 point lead here for them.
You see that same play again by the Island Storm.
Nice when your big guy runs the floor like that, isn't it?
And we talked about that. I mean, this is a purely athletic Millrats squad. You've got your bigs who can run the floor.
Yep.
You've got at any given time, Coach King could put essentially 4 point guards out on the floor and a Kenny Jones and Levitt and just run with the basketball.
Yeah.
And put Tyrone Levitt and Kenny Jones at the 5. They'll play that role.
Yep.
So you're seeing the Millrats are hanging in there. Score is 50-46 for the Storm. As you missed at least 5 or 6 wide open layups, but you're seeing a Millrats team that is not only hanging in there with the top-ranked team in the division, but this is a team they can legitimately beat now. You can see it, Stacey.
Oh yeah, for sure. And this the Millrats have developed a little bit of an edge about them. This is their home court. This is a game we're supposed to win in front of our fans, and they come out playing hard.
Well, it's interesting. We talked about my trip down to watch a D-League game with the Red Claws, and I think the stadium held maybe 5,000 people, 4,000 max, if that, maybe less. But the Millrats, I think the Millrats have come to the realization they're in Harbor Station. You can fit 7,000, 8,000 people in this place, and if they can St. John is a playoff town. If you can get your hockey team, if you can get your pro basketball team into playoffs, the community will show up and they will pack this stadium. So you're talking about the edge. maybe an edge that this Millrats. I think this team, the whole philosophy that we've talked about, from the GM all the way down to your personnel and game day operations, right through to us here doing broadcasts.
Yeah.
We want to see this team win. And you see these players wanting to win. They really want to win basketball games. And we talk about your close friend who coaches Calais High School in Maine. And one thing that he and I talked about on a phone conversation just the other day. That was a nice move there. Millrats with the rebound.
And push the ball.
And they're pushing the ball again. Offensive foul called on Kenny Jones.
Yeah, that was one of those ones. You had a wide open shooter on the three. Defender did a nice job faking out to the three and stepping back, drawing the charge.
But your close friend there from Calais.
3 fouls on.
He made a very excellent point when we were talking about this one game, because he came down to talk. He was here commentating the last game with us. He made the perfect comment. He said, "You know what, Ben? The difference between NBL and the D League and the NBA, those guys are legitimately, all of them are battling constantly for the ball." Oh!
Half-court shot. Wow.
Tyrone Levitt from half-court. Going long range. The jack of all trades. We talked about him.
Tyrone said it's all in the follow-through. It's all in the follow-through.
You know what, Stacey? I'm shocked, but then I'm not shocked.
No, nothing surprises me with him now.
I think people get sick of.
It doesn't surprise me.
People get sick of us perhaps talking about Tyrone Levitt, but I can't get enough of him.
Yeah.
He shows up when needed, and he definitely appreciates that half-court shot going in. Now look at the score, 50-49 at half, exactly where you want to be now.
Yeah.
And again, this is pro basketball. You leave a guy open at half. How many thousands of half-court shots have those pros taken and made?
Yeah.
They're no different than the Harlem Globetrotters.
Some of them in practice
range.
can maybe make 5-6 in a row.
Easily.
Yeah. So it's so effortless for them. Well, hopefully we get some halftime stats here, Ben, and we can.
At the very least, Tyrone Levitt's going to make a top 10 highlight reel for that last second half-court shot. It was beautiful.
It was.
And it's one of those things that really sparks the crowd and anybody watching here on live stream. So while we have the opportunity here, we're going to actually try to get a few of our high school players in here for a couple of questions. Stacey, if you don't mind, we'll toss a few questions over here over to Josh. We got Josh Dominy from St. Stephen High School here with us. Just stand up, Josh. I know it's tough. First time on TV. Josh is the starting center for St. Stephen High School. And Josh, what grade are you in? Grade 12?
11.
Grade 11. Okay, so grade 11 basketball player from St. Stephen High School. The question I love to ask is comparing, especially coming from middle school to high school, what's the big transition you found about from the middle school basketball to high school? What's that change been like for you?
Playing for me, I guess.
Probably just the pace in basketball, like the speed of the game. It's probably the biggest thing.
Right, absolutely. And so you're playing at the center position, at the 5 mostly, primarily, correct? So what do you find in your league so far this year? The bigs in your league, a lot to deal with as far as size, athleticism. What's that been like?
Some teams have some big boys that are hard to push around, but other teams it's not too bad.
Great. Coach, do you have any questions for your own player? I'm sure you do.
No, it's nothing I don't ask him every day. I think the biggest question was what's different. That you've had a lot of coaches in your past. What's the difference with your previous coaches and playing for me?
Probably just how hard you push us. You push us till we almost puke. I don't know, just the pace that you make us go helps a lot.
The kids, they've got to be in shape, right?
Yeah.
You got to be in shape. You definitely have to run in the game of basketball, and we've had a couple games this year where we were down, to limited players in a couple big games, and 7 players we finished one game with, and I looked out on the floor, and we were playing with knees bent, and the opposing team was playing with tired legs. Their legs were straight, and they just weren't in as good a shape as you guys. So that was a big difference.
The cardio's got to be there and the work ethic as well. And we talk about Tyrone Levitt in that half-court shot. He is the king of work ethic. So if you want to be looking out to someone to really compare when your players are about to puke, and we've all been there. I talk often about Coach Dickinson at St. Thomas University, teaching us hard, and I appreciate that more than anything as a life lesson. Because no matter how tough battles get in life, no matter on the court or off the court, Josh is going to know going forward in college and when he starts working, gets out into a career, what he learns from playing basketball.
I think we keep calling him Josh. His name is Bailey. I do it in practice all the time, don't I?
Did we get it wrong all along?
My two centers are Bailey and Josh.
We talked about being bad with names, the two of us.
And Bailey's brother's name is Josh, and I coached Bailey's older brother, Josh, and I'm forever calling him Josh.
Correction for anybody tuning in. This is Bailey Dominy from St. Stephen High School. A little halftime show going on here. I don't want to take away from that, but I am going to get an opportunity here just to... We have 3 high school players with us right now, so we do have Bailey Dominy with us. We have two North End players from St. John, New Brunswick here who I've coached in middle school, and now one of them is playing AAA basketball for St. Malachy's High School, which has a legendary basketball program there, AAA basketball. And an unknown player to me until I met him last semester with Jack Daggle. So we've got David and Jack Daggle here, and both of them actually, at Christmas time, we put a random basketball team filled with Charlotte County and North End players and said, hey guys, want to go play in a random tournament in St. John, the Dave Keene? They were all on board, and the team chemistry built within a second. So if you learn one thing from the game of basketball, if you love the game, you'll buy into a philosophy fast. And all 10 players we had on that team, they all come from different locations, some from small town St. Andrews, others from the inner city of St. John, but they all had the same passion for the game, and that's what I think that's what led to winning a championship there, the Dave Keene, was they just had fun with it. They had fun because they loved the game, and that's what I love about the North End. These kids are legitimate athletes, and they're the toughest kids I've ever met. So I love coming back and finding players in the North End, and Jack Daggle is not playing high school basketball right now, but he showed an entire crowd. There were over 120 basketball games that were played at the Dave Keene over 4 days, and Jack Daggle impressed me the most out of any player I've seen in years with his crossover moves, his steals, and his just sheer work ethic. And he was drawing charges, talking about drawing charges. So a guy who I think just really needed an opportunity to showcase his game did it and showed up. So I've got a couple of questions for you guys, and it's going to have a lot to do with the North End of St. John because I've taught there for years. I'm no longer there anymore, but I love coming back because every time I come back, I seem to find a new baller. So David Daggle I've known for a long time. We go back years, I say 5 years now probably, to Lower Middle School where we have basketball teams, very good basketball teams there. So David, I want to know what drew you into basketball? Why do you have such a passion for the game of basketball?
It's just I wanted to play the sport. Like I didn't think I was gonna play good, and then I ended up playing Brunswick, and I just played ever since. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, it's interesting because David was one of three actually athletes in middle school in the North End of St. John who were given a rare opportunity to go play development basketball with Basketball New Brunswick, and had an opportunity, but at the same time had a battle against the best in New Brunswick. And these three, David and Jason Hamilton and Lyndon Rouleau is a left-handed three-point specialist, really showed their own, but Lyndon Rouleau actually made it all the way through the cuts to Fredericton to play at the Curry Center in Fredericton, New Brunswick, which is just incredible. So the coaches right from St. John to Bathurst loved our North End players because of their passion for the game and because they're just good ballers. So Jack, I met you for the first time, and you know, I always randomly get messages or phone calls from David saying, you know what, Mr. Morrison, come over and check out our pickup ball here. And so I did. I went over, I checked up a pickup game at the Carleton Community Center on the lower west side of St. John. And I love doing that because I always find somebody random out of the blue who's a baller. And Jack was there tearing it up, and I said, where are you playing basketball? And your answer was?
Nowhere.
Jack was not playing organized basketball at all. He was just hooping it up lower west side of St. John. I said to Jack that day, I said, Jack, I see your potential. And I think he thought I was crazy at the time, but I knew that with the right support network that he could get to where he wants to be, and he has that chance now. And again, he was that leading point guard on our team. We called them the Port City Ballers that we put into the big tournament, the Dave Keene. So, Jack, what drew you into the game of basketball? Because you're an unknown player to New Brunswick, so I want you to explain what really brought you into the sport.
It was just really in family, really. I played like a lot of sports. I played like volleyball, but like my dad was a player back in high school, so he just really got me into that. And I got like my first ball when I was like 4, and like ever since then I just been hooping. After that, just that's been it.
Well, and both great responses, guys. And I guess at the end of the day, for anybody that's been to the North End, you got to be tough to hang in the North End. And I learned a lot of really great lessons as a teacher or as a basketball coach when I worked at Lorne Middle School, which I love to this day. It's funny, I grew up on the west side of St. John, but I now call myself a North Ender all the time, which people find hilarious. But I love the North End for the grittiness and for the toughness that you get from that part of the city. So thank you guys for coming out and being part of the game today and sitting courtside with us. David's already broken, I guess, the one in a million barrier and made that AAA roster at St. Malachy's High School. He still has a couple more years left to play. And we're hoping to get Jack Daggle on a high school basketball team, and I think the odds are in his favor now that people have gotten a good, solid look at his game. And I think the Dave Keene tournament gave you a platform to show that. Had a pile of coaches looking at you. What was the Dave Keene tournament like for you?
It was fun. It was good. It was a good experience being coached under you, and we had a good team, and like we just clicked right off the top, so that was fun.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, every time we put a team into the Dave Keene, it's usually a random team, but it's not about winning. We didn't care about the championship. We had so much fun just playing ball. That's all that mattered. So again, guys, thank you so much for joining the broadcast tonight, and you can thank me later. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to St. John, New Brunswick. The score is currently 50-49 for the Storm. We're going to sign off here for the next 3 minutes. We'll be back live on Livestream TV on YouTube for the National Basketball League of Canada and the St. John Millrats. We'll be back soon.
Go to the Mirage.
Okay, while we get a chance here, I'll just go over a few stats. Nothing really glaring except the rebounding. 32 total rebounds for PEI, 22 total for the Millrats, and we talked about that being their weakness, kind of their glaring weakness, I guess, is their ability to rebound the ball. 7 offensive rebounds each for each team. Three-pointers, Millrats 8 for 19, PEI 5 for 17. Points off the bench, 14 to 16, basically even. And, basically the, turnovers are about even. Everything else is about even percentage-wise. It's just the rebound, 32 to 22. But only being only a 1-point game. So you're happy, you're lucky to be within one, being down 10 rebounds in one half. For the Mill Rats, leading the way, Kenny Jones and Tyrone Levitt both with 9 points. 8 points from Johnny Mahane and 7 points from Raheem Singleton. For PEI, 12 points from Nick Okery, 10 points. 10 points from Brandon Robinson. Very, very nice first, very strong first half for him. And 8 points for Nick Evans, who looked like he was going to get rolling for more than that 8 points, but got himself into a little early foul trouble and had to bench there quite a bit. Start the second half. I just want to get it. We talked about the hustle chart and the things that Kenny Jones and Tyrone Levitt and not just them, but other players, but those are the guys that really fill up the stats in the hustle chart. And a stat that I keep, a chart that I keep as a high school coach, and I learned from a great high school coach that I coached with for many years and played for, was we charted rebounds, steals, block shots, tips, deflections, and drawn charges. The greatest thing we ever started doing. Kids didn't care how many points they got; they want to see how many points they got on the hustle chart, not points on the score sheet. We'd post the score sheet, we'd post the hustle chart, and the first thing they'd look at was who got the most on the hustle chart. How many did you get? We set a goal of 17 a game for each player in a 40-minute game, and 17 a game for your starters, and depending on your playing time for everybody else. But so coaches out there, if you're going to keep a chart, if you're going to keep a stat, keep those. Keep rebounds, blocks, steals, drawn charges, and tips and deflections, and set your goal at 17. And you'll see some kids, like we talked about during the game, of your players like your Kurt Rambis and your Dennis Rodman over the years who didn't score a lot of points and weren't the most talented, or even in the arena at that any given game, but help their team win games and win championships from hustle, from the hustle, the tips, deflections, diving on the floor for loose balls and things like that. Well, it looks like we had a prolonged halftime show, so they've added 3 minutes to let the teams get out here and get a little run in, get warmed up. It is a little chilly in here, like we talked about before. Better than what it was to start the game, but put your sweaters on.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to St. John, New Brunswick. 22, the Island Storm, got to say, just went up for an early 2. Rashad Wack getting to the hoop, slashing and driving right off the bat here in the second half. The score is 52-49. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in, get back online after the game and check out Tyrone Levitt's 3-point buzzer beater he hit. It was incredible. It lit up this crowd. Definitely going to make a top 10 play of the week with the NBL Canada.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
And the Millrats are off to the races.
Doing what this new team does best, Ben. You know, get out and
running the
Coach
floor.
King wants.
Again, I can't stress enough how important it is to have your entire team on the same page. And they are here in St. John with the Millrats at Harbor Station. So welcome to everyone tuning in from around Canada, United States, around the world to YouTube TV Live.
Nice defense.
We do have Bailey Dominy from St. Stephen High School, Jack and David Daggle from the north end of St. John here on the broadcast with us. We had an opportunity to interview them at half, and they are loving this basketball. Nice steal by Anthony Anderson. Wide open look.
Another one of those, the big fella had a lay-in, and he decided to pass to somebody that was standing right beside him.
Man, again, shooting that 3-bomb. Not hitting. So a little bit of what you're saying.
Another quick one on Kenny Jones. Picked up his 4th. That's not going to...
Stacy, we talked earlier. It's funny. I didn't disagree with you. I actually did. I agreed that at a certain point you have to say, with that balancing act of, are we just going to kick it out for a 3 every time, or are we going to get the easy 2? And we're now seeing a little bit of what can happen if you rely too much on the perimeter shot.
Right, exactly. Team, you're more consistent percentage-wise from the floor if you're a team that attacks the basket or pounds it in the post, as opposed to a jump shooting team. You see jump shooting teams scoring go, if you graph it, go in peaks and valleys throughout the game, and you just got to hope at the end of the game you're not in one of those valleys and you're shooting the ball well.
So a foul call being made there against the St. John Millrats. The Storm are inbounding the ball. Again, they're going big man, kicking it back out to their point guard, who's money.
Yeah, it's a tough matchup for
Johnny
Mahane.
We've used his name quite a bit when he's been at Harbor Station. He is a very good basketball player. Again, multi-talented. He can shoot the 3-ball, but also not afraid to drive to the hoop.
A lot of body there.
Singleton, Radio is just one tough player.
Yeah, he is.
He just got hammered a wall like a brick wall and still finished that layup. Williams on the boards. Again, the Millrats at this point in the season doing a much better job on the boards. And there we go. What do they love to do, these guards, is draw fouls.
Draw fouls, drive to the basket.
Second half especially. Talk about third and fourth quarter. Look for Coach King to be getting that smaller lineup in, and your point guards driving to the hoop. We've been seeing that. It's funny, we talked, I think at one point even going back to New Hampshire where they used to play in Manchester, and that being their game plan there with Anthony Anderson is drawing those third and fourth quarter free throws. Beautiful move. Nice move. Great footwork again. Again, Stacey, you're talking about guys that don't have attitudes. These guys are just, they're filling their roles. Yep. Coach King's giving them a role, and they're sticking to it. You're even seeing almost a more controlled Eric Cruikshank in some way, if you think about it. Cruikshank is looking very calculated in the way in his decision making around the hoop. Playing a very smart game of basketball. Just focusing. And he talked about specialty players, and it looks like Coach King's got him to buy into the fact that, hey, you're long, you're athletic, you can rebound, make that your specialty, and I think he's really bought into that. So the Storm were able to get to the free throw line there and were able to convert. Murat's driving again to the basket, looking for the foul, can't get it. Again, there's your veteran big man with boards. And he's not the quickest of players either. Their veteran big man, but he positions his body so well.
All right, he's wily. And one. Nope. Gonna make that. It wasn't hit that hard.
But again, the Storm able to get quick steals. And also very quick getting back up the floor. And I believe the first time we saw these two teams match, we did talk a lot about the perimeter shooting of the Island Storm. So we've seen a little bit of that so far, but we know their capability of shooting that three-point shot. I mean, you talk about DeRoche and others. They've got a lot of three-point shooters on this team, and they tend to show up late as well. So, ladies and gentlemen at home, there are some three-point shooters out in the court right now who can light it up really fast. So look to see what happens here as we move further on in the third quarter. Murat's playing excellent defense. Cruikshank's running out of time are the PEI Storm.
Straight up. Good deal.
First shot.
Wow.
Again, Stacy, it's funny.
2-point shot.
We talked, I think it was Moncton. Is it Matthews, a Moncton squad,
Yeah.
Moncton Miracles?
Yeah.
They're such pure shooters that you can knock them off balance and they're still going to hit that open three.
Oh, we watched Johnny Mayheim last game get bumped while he was in the air and still had the strength to knock that three-point shot down.
There's man there right now.
Almost on cue.
But again, it was only moments ago that I said, that I had said that the PEI Storm can look to the perimeter fast, and even running out the shot clock, they're able to get up that three-point shot.
Yeah. And highly contested.
Highly contested, and they can make them.
Yeah.
And it's funny, every time we get a guest announcer or a guest broadcaster with us, they tend to point that out. These guys can hit shots under any type of pressure.
Oh, yeah. That's good D.
And there you go. Mr. Cruikshank. The hard-fought battles and getting the boards that Coach King is looking for.
Now
He's zoned in. Eric Cruikshank is zoned in. He's saying, look, this is my job. If I'm going to play the Dennis Rodman of this team, I'm going to do it.
We talked. I was talking a bit earlier about the hustle chart, and there's things that players do that just don't show up on the stat sheet, and Jeremy Williams has does a bunch of things. He not only gives them great scoring and he's very talented that way, but already he's made players miss 4 or 5 easy shots. He gets. He's a good shot blocker.
I think one game you hit it best, and quite often the guys you may not hear on a broadcast being discussed quite often is because they're playing so well the role that they're actually asked to play that they may not be the flashy player out on the floor, but they do all those things that are necessary at his position. So at that 3 position, the 3-4 position he plays, very effective.
Oh, very. He can score on just about anybody. I like to see them run a bit more isolation. If you are posting up his side, clear out. Go screen away, and let him go to work. Clear out the side.
Well, and where you can draw similarities to Kenny Jones and Levitt You get him on the block with his feet set, he has beautiful footwork.
Oh yeah. And again, we talk about that shot blocking ability that he has, and if he doesn't block that, he probably makes a miss. He gets up so high, and he makes you release that split second quicker, thinking you're going to get it blocked.
Quick inbound pass by the Moncton Miracles is effective.
Johnny Mahan's having a hard time with him. That's a tough matchup for him.
Talk about the 99%
15,
of mental fitness aspect of sports. It almost feels like Mahan, something's gotten into his mind, either whether he's not able to shut down his, guys defending, or the guy defending him, and maybe he's getting slightly frustrated by that, throwing his game off a bit.
Well, he's he's got a tough cover with Brandon Robinson is leading.
But a hand right up in his face. There was a very good defense there on that 3-point shot.
And this is Mahan's your 3-point shooter that you want to get going, and maybe he's really working hard, tiring those legs out, trying to guard Robinson. Robinson is a tough cover.
Occasionally Cruikshank, he gets caught up in the game in a good way, the enthusiasm, the boards. But generally, once or twice a game, he'll toss one away, but he's harder on himself than you or I or anybody will be on himself, and that's what's great about Eric Cruikshank, is that he wants to do so well on the court. He'll correct that instantly. So
he'll make it up on D.
Right.
So you make a mistake, make it up on D. You look around this. Nobody gets mad at Eric Cruikshank. They love him.
Right. And even Coach King, he just shrugged it off and he said, "You know what? Let's get by it," because he's the guy that he'll self-correct. He'll get back into the game.
Yeah.
But he's doing the job that's been asked of him. He's rebounding. He's getting block shots. He's doing the things you need.
Defending, setting screens,
right,
and all the little things.
And he loves coming up and setting that screen for Anthony Anderson that's required for him to get open and to drive to the hoop, or the other guards. So again, Singleton, Cruikshank, every player on this Millrad squad, it comes back to the balance, having such a well-balanced team right now, that we don't even know who the go-to superstar is anymore, because everybody is so unselfish that it's eventually it's going to show up in the stat sheet that it's just a well-spread effort.
Well, we said first half, for the Millrads with 2 with 9, 1 with 8, 1 with 7. It's pretty balanced scoring. You're looking at 4. You had a couple guys with 5 points. 4 to 7 players in double figures by the end of the game.
But on the stat sheet, that shows a team, an unselfish basketball team. Just some quick frustration fouls there on the Millrats, which you can't afford this late in the game. There's 5:38 left in the third quarter. The score is 63-59 for those of you at home. The Island Storm have been up most of the game, and the Millrats, for the most part, have missed some open shots. We talked about the perimeter shooting just when we came into after half. The PEI Storm can shoot the 3-ball. We've seen 2 of them already in the second half.
Yeah. Well, at this level, Ben, it's just as Cruikshank. This level, it's so effortless for them to shoot that 3. It's like you and I shooting a free throw.
Well, look at Anthony Anderson getting a strip on their probably their guy, the biggest vertical. Mahan just can't seem to light it up, but there's your man, Williams.
Williams again. Cruikshank kept that ball alive. Mahan, Williams, got his hands on it and gets an and one.
Williams is going to be that player we're going to talk about after the game. Again, those players that may not be flashy all the time, that may catch your eye on the TV screen.
Yeah.
If you're here in person, you're seeing every aspect of his game right now. really impressive is that he's not only a big man with good moves and nice shot, very, very consistent at the free throw line, which is what the Millrats love.
Yeah.
Third and fourth quarter, and especially since they've been missing all these open shots, they're going to need free throws. There's a nice defensive rebound by the Millrats. And see what they do here.
Your perfect rebound, right? Everybody
Looks like
boxed
they're
out,
going to
ball on the
Williams.
floor.
Williams is feeling it.
Cruikshank going to the line.
Cruikshank's going to be happy.
Cruikshank's been knocking his free throws down, Ben.
He has. There's no better storyline than leaving St. John after a game knowing that Eric Cruikshank is hitting his free throws deep into his playing career. Again, it comes down to the mentality of this team. I'm convinced of it. We talk about that all the time. We just talked to 2 North End players who just joined a bunch of kids from an hour away in Charlotte County, and they won games, had never played together. Had the same common belief. Unfortunately, Cruikshank missed. Yeah, we jinxed the shot. But the point.
My old coach and
there makes a second.
Guy I coached with for years and years. He calls that the Atkinson curse. I say something good about somebody, and something bad happens.
But the feel good story of it all is, I got to talk to Coach Morrison.
There's Williams again with another shot block.
Williams is in an overall game zone. There's Williams to Cruikshank.
Great pass.
Beautiful pass.
Oh,
man is just having the toughest time mentally focusing here.
Oh, lower the shoulder. They called the block.
That's a real tough call. That's
even the PEI coach is just kind of like
that's incredible.
His shoulders.
Cruikshank's talking to the coaching staff of the PEI Storm.
He said that was a charge, wasn't it?
They've got to look. They got to mute. Look at them. PEI's head coach is telling Cruikshank, "Hey, you're right."
Well, you lower your shoulder and you put it in the sternum. It's an offensive foul.
I'm sorry, folks.
The defensive player has a right to go backwards. It's not illegal guarding visit, but
Stacy and I
he's wearing the whistle, we're not.
Yeah. Stacy and I either agree or disagree or whatever it may be, but everyone, I think, in mutual agreement that was just a tough call. I don't want to say bad, but it's hard, Stacy. Where there's so much open space when it happened and a ref in clear view of it.
Yeah. Well, it's such a bang
tough not
call,
to,
right?
Yeah,
the toughest call in basketball.
It's hard. Look at this. He is in the zone.
He's going to hit that three. He's having a good. He just had an and one. He made a free throw. He's got a couple block shots in a row.
The way he released that basketball, you knew instantly that was going in.
Confidence thing, right? You're playing well. You're in other parts besides shooting.
Cruikshank, Air Canada, another beautiful rebound. Giving the ball up. They're not going to miss in transition. He's very fast. Nick Okery is very good. He impressed us. He really impressed us last game they were here.
Oh, yeah, first half, too. We had a great first half. Yeah, so you're going to call it at one end, you got to call it at the other, right?
Incredible. I hate to say it, we're Millrats fans, but that was clearly a...
Yeah, well, it's a bit of a makeup call, maybe.
He had his feet planted and clearly got run over. So here we are, but
replay shows him. Replay shows him moving him.
Forget about the call. Look, we're late in the third quarter. Every game we come in talking about Anthony Anderson and how he loves getting to the free throw line, no matter what it takes.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Late in the game, these referees, I don't care if they're new to the league or they're veterans reffing, he gets those calls at this point in the game.
We can't make a free throw at one end and give up a layup at the other.
Brandon Robinson is a very consistent player. You can't leave him open for a wide open layup. There's Cruikshank open down low. Getting lucky, I think got lucky on that. Ball going off an Island Storm player. And look, PEI Storm sitting their big man, Nick Evans, for the majority of the game after getting into foul trouble. Here he is back into the game late. Very strategic move by the PEI Storm, maybe a good one. Got a bigger body to have to battle with. Crookshank's going to have a lot to deal with Nick Evans. I gotta say, we haven't seen Mann out of his.
He's been guarding Robinson for the majority of this game, and he's been working hard. He's probably got some tired legs there, affecting his shooting a bit maybe. And
here's Crookshank with another rebound. Look, props to Eric Crookshank. We love giving Eric Crookshank props just because of his adrenaline and his energy he brings to this team. But Mann's just not the man of Norm that we're used to seeing, but maybe that's it. He is a spot-up three-point shooter. Yeah. He's not used to having to play the hard defense that he's having to play this game. And there you go. Billy Rush. These guys can shoot those open perimeter shots. That's what they do late in the game. And look, there we go. Darash is coming into the game.
Yeah. If you're a Millrats fan, you just hate seeing Darash come in, don't you?
You do. He's a three-point specialist, and that's what in the game here. Great defense by the Storm there.
Oh.
Man, still having a rough time, but get Anthony.
Oh, what a pass.
There we go. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, Eric Hanna having a chance to take flight.
Eric will sleep well tonight now.
He was not going to go home and sleep tonight unless he had that monster two-handed dunk.
Yeah, hammer that one dunk down.
And we love it. We wait for that every game. Crookshank still all over the boards, but Nick Evans is just so big under the hoop. Evans with a great job on the boards, getting the two. So Mann's trying to get on the boards here.
Well, maybe this will get him going. A couple free throws, get that stroke going. Just seeing that ball go through the hoop sometimes. Hey, we're looking at the big fella coming in there. First time we've seen him.
We talked earlier in the game.
Jamie Vanderbeeken.
We talked to Vanderbeeken, maybe getting those quality minutes for Eric Crookshank, or one of the big men, getting,
Yeah.
Now he's into the game. Now we're looking at.
We'll see him match up with the big man for PEI, Nick Evans, and
we talked about him getting those quality 2-3 minutes and seeing how he could pay off. Yeah. He's got fresh legs. He hasn't been in the game yet, and his job is going to be to shut down Nick Evans. If you're a Millrats fan, you're hoping he can do that. Double zeros out there on the court for the St. John Millrats. Great defense by Tyrone Levitt.
He's like a pack of mosquitoes out there.
They're all over DeRoche. Tyrone Levitt all over DeRoche. These Millrats are not going to allow DeRoche and these three-point specialists to get a wide open look here. Score 76-71, 18 seconds left in the third quarter, ladies and gentlemen. Great defense by the Millrats, running out of time too.
$10 seconds here. To get a.
Don't be shocked if Anthony Anderson gets a screen and gets an open shot here. Oh, he's going to the big man.
And
Iverson falling to the.
Count the ball.
Count it. Count the two referees.
Boy, that put Vanderbeeken in a tough position to sit on the bench, for about an hour and a half of real time, and then to give him last shot to close the quarter from the three-point line.
You know what? Vanderbeeken took the shot. Whether it was right or wrong, it was close.
Oh yeah, it was the right shot to take. Time was running out, but he was in a tough position to try to make it after being so cold, but
Not just
it
being
looked good.
not just being cold, but I mean, I don't know. I think it's the first minutes we've seen him play at all on the squad so far.
Yeah.
But jitters you've got, you want to kind of hit a shot, and he had that opportunity.
Yeah. Sometimes we don't know. It's obviously coach's decision. He's not injured, but we don't watch the practices. Did he join in great physical condition or not? Or maybe coach thinks he needs a couple weeks to get ready. I don't know, but it's definitely coach's decision. He's going. The team's playing well. He's obviously making the right decisions for his team to get the win. So.
Yeah, I think he gave him a legitimate shot there to say, you know what, get in there, see what little things you can do. On the defensive end, he played his role. Yep. But you know what?
He's that 6'11", and he's a big, strong guy.
6'11", he's got a big ball.
He might be that missing puzzle piece we've been talking about with the rebounding and with the rim protection, and if he's in there plugging that key out, you can get out on jump shooters a little better, and they're not hurting you.
But you're right, it could be that fact that maybe he hasn't been playing all season. He still has to get in shape, and for a guy his size, that cardio-wise, it takes a few weeks to get into shape.
Yeah.
So we may be looking at him being a playoff player.
Yeah.
Who really pays off as for a big man signing him to the team later this season. But hand it to Anthony Anderson, clutch, making that last second tip in. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, in the fourth quarter. This is when the Millrats love to show up their best. You've got the right lineup out there right now. Kenny Jones, Levitt.
Look at Williams.
Williams, who's been the player of the game.
I talked about, open something up for him. Clear out a side, let him go to work. He's a tough cover. He's got a variety of one-on-one moves going right or left, and he's got a nice finishing touch.
And in the pro leagues, if somebody's hot, they're hot. If that hoop is 5 feet wide, give him the ball. They're going to continue getting the ball to him because he has done nothing wrong. We've seen multiple players in multiple games on this roster have those type of games where they're just in the zone. Yeah. We remember Eric Cruikshank being in the zone one game. Beautiful move. Finally,
Free throws, a layup.
He needed that. He needed that for a confidence boost. It's the fourth quarter. He's got lots of time left. He can still hit that open three. Good defense by Kenny Jones.
Whoa, there's what the big fella was launching that one.
But look for the Millrats to go into Williams. He's just on fire tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Good D.
Beautiful defense.
That's tough not to travel when you get sandwiched between Tyrone Levin and Kenny Jones.
We talked with this Millrats team being dangerous as a squad now because of this lineup you're seeing right now.
Yeah.
Tyrone Levitt, Kenny Jones, Anthony Anderson. Man, who's that three-point specialist? It's going to come back. He's a shooter.
There's Williams again.
Williams. Player of the night. I don't know what other games are happening right now in the NBL Canada, but player of the night.
25 points for Williams with
beautiful game tonight for Williams.
Over 10 minutes to go here in the game.
He has put on a clinic. Williams has put on a basketball clinic for kids around the world watching this game.
No, he's got.
Or in St. John and Brunswick.
He's got a couple, 2 or 3 shot blocks. He's 4 or 5 shots that he changed and made miss, and as well 25 points.
Stacey, we saw him he did have an isolation moment there down on the block, and his footwork in his post moves, were just so beautiful to watch. And his overall game, he's done nothing wrong.
No, he
There's
hasn't.
nothing. You can't complain about anything that he's done on the court tonight.
No, he's played a heck of a game so far. Look at the interior defense is so much better for the Millrats than it was a couple weeks ago. Oh,
That was a massive vertical dunk. Billy Rush, his vertical is just disgusting. His hand looked like he got above the backboard.
oh Billy Rush. He got up quick on that.
I didn't even see him coming in for that.
Kenny Goins just, getting a little foul trouble early, had to sit, and he just hasn't gotten himself going here. But, he's playing some great defense down there. So
So Billy Rush driving and dishing back out for the open jump shot. Again, this is also a very dangerous lineup that the PEI Storm have out.
block on the big fella.
So, if you want to compare the two lineups we're seeing on the floor right now, the Island Storm has 4 3-point specialists out there right now on the floor, and then their big man to run their offense around.
Yeah, Mahan getting a well-deserved rest there. He's been working hard defensively with Matt.
Well, he's been getting worn out. Yeah, getting worn out on the having to defend somebody with that vertical leap and the ability of.
You're gonna see the Millrats get out and run now. Superman just come into the game and.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, keep a focus on the free throw line for the St. John Millrats. This is part of their game plan. Slowing the game down and making it a free throw competition. This is what you'll see late in the game. Tyron Levitt is all over the basketball.
Right.
This is not a shock to us.
I don't think I could get a shot off with Tyrone Levitt guarding me, let alone make a shot.
Kenny Jones, beautiful rebound. And there you go. Anthony Anderson, wide open three. Money.
There he goes.
Money. You do not leave Anthony Anderson open in the fourth quarter, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to hit that three bomb. Fourth quarter player, Nick Evans. Thank you very much. Getting his 2 points for his PEI Storm squad.
Millrats forcing some tough shots by PEI, but just knocking them down.
Anthony Anderson, we love watching him play in the fourth quarter because it's like he soars to a whole new level. But there we go. We just talked about 4 3-point specialists being on the floor for the PEI Storm. 2 of them we haven't seen.
Defense.
We have not seen tonight. Number 5 of the PEI Storm, Tyrone Levitt hitting that open three bomb. Loving it.
There's been more points scored in this last 2 minutes than any 5 minutes of the rest of the game.
Nick Evans forcing that up, getting his own rebound though, jacking it out for 3. Ladies and gentlemen, perimeter shooting of this Storm team, we talked about the last time they were here. We knew that was going to be an issue in the fourth.
Yeah, Tyrone wanted that ball. He felt he had a mismatch in the block and gets to the free throw
This
line.
game is, listen, the reason this team, this PEI Storm team, is leading the division. Number 1, they've got a phenomenal coach, so let's not take away from that. We know they've got a really good basketball coach with the PEI Storm. But the best part about his ability as a coach is his strategic moves with players. Number 5 on this on the PEI Storm, I gotta forget his name here because we haven't seen him a lot, but Olu Famutini is a three-point shooting specialist. We hadn't seen him all game, but here we're seeing these guys being brought out in the court and getting that open look, the open three-point shot because they can hit them.
Yeah.
We had a very close game here. The Storm were up 88-86. Talk about having to make free throws because this is what the Millrats rely on late in the game. They need to make these free throws, especially if the Storm are hitting their 3-point shots. So, Stacey, I'm sure you agree that these last crucial minutes of this fourth quarter, it's going to come down to really not allowing the three-point shooting to happen.
Yeah.
Because we're seeing in the paint, they can defend in the paint. Shooting, they've got to shut down.
No, it's who wants to work the hardest and defend the best here.
It's a choice.
These last 7 minutes is
Right.
going to win this ball game.
There's a wide open three for the Millrats.
He's I don't know what his percentage is today, but he's not shooting a real high percentage from the three.
Similar to Mayan, he hasn't been shooting the way we normally see him shoot. But again, look for an inside-out game here. Look at the veteran there going to work. But again, the Millrats doing a great job not allowing that three-point shot to go up. And Williams, we already know, is going to go to work. Levitt's all over it.
Get it in quick.
Well, that was an easy two for the PEI Storm. And Stacy talked about it. Have to make that choice to really crash the boards and get that rebound. There's Levitt wide open for three.
Fouled. Wow.
Definitely some contact on that shot. Just not getting the call.
Three or four instances today where guys aren't being allowed to land on a jump shot.
So again, PEI obviously spreading the floor for good reason. They want to get that open look for a three. There's a beautiful step back jumper. Wow. How do you stop that, Stacy? Number 6. Mike Martin pulling back and pulling up for that jumper, which was nearly impossible to defend. It was a fadeaway jump shot. Very rare that we talk about a shot that's literally impossible to defend, but he literally faded 3 to 4 feet back when he released.
Yeah, Tyrone closed, got great hand pressure. Quickly to his face, and he made a tough shot. About the only shot you're going to make on Tyrone, because you're not going by him, and you're not going over him.
But again, I was just earlier there. I was giving credit to the head coach of the Storm. The reason these guys are winning games, the reason they're leading this division, has not so much to do with the first half, but it's the strategy of how to best utilize the players you have on your roster. And he does a very effective job of knowing when to put in his three-point shooters.
Yeah.
He puts them in the fourth quarter. That may not have been a three-point shot on this, on the score sheet, but it is still spreading the floor, and that long range two, it challenges the defense of the Millrats and says, hey, we're going to have to really guard the perimeter. So, again, Stacey, this game is going to come down to, can the Millrats defend that outside shot? Because, ladies and gentlemen at home, you're seeing this Island Storm hit open threes. They can hit fadeaway three-pointers. First half, we saw one of their players literally get hammered in the air and hit a three-point shot. They are pure shooters. But, on the other hand, the Millrats have the same. It's really going to come down to who wants it more, Stacy.
Yeah, the PEI's playing well tonight. They're showing why. They're showing why they're leading the division. Millrats right there with them, in a 5-point game, playing every bit as well.
Another three-point shot. Again, you can't, Coach, you can't rely on a player, hoping for a player to miss a three. You got to expect that when they're wide open, they're most likely going to hit, but back down at this end, Kenny Jones, we know, they're going to look to get the ball into him. The footwork of Kenny Jones. Forget it with we can't forget it with the pump fakes. We love the pump fakes, but Kenny Jones can post against the biggest and the best in the game in the National Basketball League of Canada. We talk often about some of these guys who you could toss on any D-League roster in the NBA D-League. and they're he's a good example. Kenny Jones would hang in tough with D-League players easily.
Oh, definitely. You know,
Just
and he
because of his footwork.
And he gets so low. He has such a wide base.
His center of gravity.
His drop step is, is 6 feet instead of 4 feet because of, his ability to get so low and be so strong and explode into his shot.
3-point shooting. Can the Mill Rats defend the 3-point shot?
There's a up and under, pump fakes.
Brandon Robinson hitting that last 3-point shot at the other end. Again, it was wide open. There's another 3-point shot. Just barely missing.
Nice.
Again, these guys can all shoot, Stacey. All of these Island Storm can shoot that 3-point shot.
Yeah. Well, the Mill Rats had 3 more 3-pointers in the first half, but I'd say it's gone the other way by 5 or so second half.
Mill Rats still in the game here. Look, the score is 95-90.
This crowd not happy with one official in particular this game.
Again, Stacey, I agree with you. There are a lot of calls that we definitely disagree with. Just from a vantage point from the sidelines. But again, what this game has come down to for the Mill Rats has been open looks a lot of the time. So, with 3 minutes and 42 seconds left in the game, it's going to come down to who really wants to win this one.
Oh, that's a tough call. He didn't have a good angle on that.
Yeah, another tough call, but again, Stacey, when this game's done, as always, we always instantly forget about the referees and we pull them out of the game and say, what really won or lost the game for which team?
Exactly. It's never. 99% of the time, it's not the referees that won or lost the game. But
both know what we've seen in the last 3 minutes or 4 minutes has been a 3 clinic by the PEI Storm.
Yeah.
There's a nice break. A nice break for the Mill Rats.
Oh, that's a layup he's got to take.
Stacey, you talked about it, giving up that pass.
Yeah. Yes,
you have the open look at the layup.
Yeah, you had the layup, or maybe you were going to get, and you've got a guy following for a rebound.
And I think your point really reigns true when you get to the 3-point mark in the fourth quarter. There's a wide open 3. Unfortunately, Williams is the only one battling there for that rebound. They're going to reset here, PEI Storm, and really make uses of the clock, spreading the floor again. You got to watch out for these 3-point shooters. There's a wide open jumper by the veteran. Offensive rebound.
Missed box outs. They're going to run almost a full minute off this clock. They get down at the end of this shot clock here.
But Stacey, as you touched on, there's a reason why teams lead their divisions, and we're seeing that right now with this PEI Storm.
They're pretty consistent from the 3-point line.
No, that's getting a lucky break. They're still in it here. It's only a 5-point stretch here. 2 minutes and 21 seconds. Man, finally! We've loved to watch Mayan play the game coming onto this team because of his pure 3-point shooting ability.
But tonight he's going to the basket.
He's just had that. Everybody has those nights. Yeah. You're going to have your off nights. He's having an off night. But he's going to feel good after the game if he can get a couple late game buckets. And that's what he's getting there. Some simple buckets. He's just going back to the basics.
Yeah. I remember, Ben, back in 1992, it was March 2nd. I had one of those games where I couldn't make any shots.
Well, we've all been there.
I've had 100 of those.
We've all been there where it's just so frustrating. You just nothing's dropping for you. So you have to decide to stick with it. Another way to contribute. That's a really tough call again.
That gives them.
That puts Kenny
Foul.
Jones in the foul trouble and out of the game.
He's out of the game now. 6 fouls on a nickel and dimer. Last 2 were nickel and dimers.
Maybe, I don't know, Stacey, maybe this might be the game where we do discuss the referees. Then I don't know. That was incredible.
Thank you so very much for your support.
Yeah, we talk often, Stacey, about referees, some teaming up and saying, you know what, let's let them be a little bit physical out there.
Yeah.
Or, you know, let's ref it the other way. Let's call the light fouls.
But at least be consistent, all 3 on the same page.
Exactly. Norris have had a lot of tough breaks here.
Yeah, a lot of tough breaks, but
still open shots.
The Island Storm knocking shot after shot down. 90-some points is enough points to win a game in this level. You need to defend.
There's a pump fake. Man, beautiful.
Big 3. 1-point game.
If you're a Millrats fan, you got to be happy for Johnny Mahan. He has been waiting for that 3-point shot all night. They're back in the game. It is 97-96. This is National Basketball League of Canada.
He's going to make that off the back.
Basketball. A call being made again. Late call. Very, very late call. Stacey, that play had been over.
Coach K is one of those ones where, the referee wasn't sure, and then he missed it so badly he thought, well, he must have fouled and blew the whistle. You see the replay here. Yeah, I don't see a foul there, Ben, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you feel a bit for Coach King at the moment. His game plan has been, everything's. Tough break for the Millrats.
Yeah. The Millrats haven't shot the ball particularly well this game. The Island Storm have shot it really well, and we're looking at a 2-point game with a minute to go.
Yes, Tyrone Levitt, a nice steal.
Trail. To Williams, that's a block. Yeah, he's in the circle. He's in the restricted area.
Tyrone Levitt.
With a big defensive play.
I'm sending this message out to Tyrone Levitt's mother, I knew, who definitely is tuning in.
Yeah.
She knows we love talking about him. We appreciate Tyrone Levitt because when you need him in the game to do what's needed at certain points, he does it.
Yeah.
Whether it's a half-court shot, battling for a steal that no one else is getting, he does it. And I leave here happy every night after watching him. I got a picture. Last game I got a picture of him because I said, you know what? If he retires in a year or 2 from now, I'm going to keep in touch with this guy. I'm going to have a picture up on Chloe, my daughter's wall, and say, you know what? This guy was Mr. Work Ethic. If you want to play basketball, hockey, soccer, whatever it is, I want you to meet this guy someday, and he can talk about what work ethic is and how he kept this team in the basketball game.
He's a great role model. On the court, off the court, he's an all-around good guy. Folks, 98-98, 56.1 on the clock. Island Storm with the basketball. We need Millrats need to get a stop and a good shot at the other end.
Stacey, how many games of casting? I don't know if they can call us veterans now. We've been around for long enough, I guess, that we're getting used to this broadcasting gig. But look at this. How many games have we seen come down to the wire station in the National Basketball League of Canada in St. John, New Brunswick?
Yeah.
This has been over and over again. Halifax Rainmen.
Oh, the last home game.
PEI Storm.
The Halifax Rainmen game last time they were in town was a 1-point game.
Ladies and gentlemen, this level of pro basketball, it is gritty. Players are laying it all out in the lines, and young, highly talented coaches are having a chance to show their strategy. And you're seeing it in reflection of the scoreboard right now. The Millrats are just having an off game perimeter shooting.
Yeah, shooting wise.
Open layups. But what's kept them in the game is Coach King's grittiness and that mentality we talked about earlier in the game.
Yeah.
From Ian McCarthy, general manager, all the way down to the coaching staff, the players. Let's battle to win games no matter how we're shooting, no matter how we're playing. Just get the win.
And Jeremy Williams with 27 points and a heck of a game defensively has really kept him in this for
Again.
they're not shooting the ball particularly well tonight. And here we are, 98-98, 56 seconds left.
If the
against
Millrats
the
can
league
hold
leaders.
off a outside shot here,
Tested jump shot and box out. That's all you can give up here.
no open
Nice
shots.
two-man ball. We need a box out.
Box, that was crucial.
Contested jump shot we got. Box out we didn't. You got time for 2 for 1. We get a quick one, you don't have to foul in the next possession. All right, now you're looking at shot clock. We don't score, we have to foul. Yeah, he's been your man.
Good look. Good look. He is the guy to go to. It's late in the game. You know what? Normally the ball does go to Anthony Anderson, but you know what? When you've got a guy in the zone all game, the odds are he's going to pay off. Give him the basketball. It was a rolling ball. Actually, not even the greatest of passes.
Yeah, but he got it. Coach King electing not to go with it. He's got faith in the players he has on the floor to make the right plays, whether it's screen and roll like we just saw, and get the ball in Anthony Anderson's hands, and he's going to make something happen. And Williams been having a great game. He's at 28 points now. Great defensive game, and Anthony knew who to get the ball to.
Williams can do no wrong this game. He's playing defense.
Yeah.
He is boxing out. And the free throws that are so crucial in the game, he's been making them.
Yeah, definitely. Now the shot clock's off. PEI will hold for last shot. And the game's tied, right? So if you don't make your shot, you go into overtime. You don't give the Millrats time to shoot the basketball. So the Millrats don't want to do is give up a foul and put them at the free throw line. They definitely want to get lots of hand pressure on a jump shot only and box out, take care of the rebound.
We've seen throughout the game that the Millrats can defend in the paint. That has not been the issue. It's been once the ball's been released, that outside shot, being able to box out for that rebound late in the game is crucial. Going down that last play.
Yeah, the last play for.
We talked about two things. You talked about the rebounding aspect, boxing out. I talked about the perimeter shot. The perimeter shot was well defended, but the box out was not there.
Yeah, we had a contested jump shot, and we didn't have the box out.
So, again, ladies and gentlemen, 23 seconds left. The key to winning this game for the St. John Millrats is going to be, as Stacey pointed out,
defensive stop.
5-on-5, hard defense, a hand up on a perimeter shot, boxing out, and getting a rebound as fast as possible. And Stacey, as you said, not allowing them to get to the free throw line.
Yeah, don't foul here. PEI is going to look to shoot somewhere around 3 to 4 seconds. Enough time to get an offensive rebound and a putback maybe, but not enough time for the Millrats to get the ball down the floor and score.
I'm guessing they're drawing up a play. Definitely drawing up a play. They're going to set some type of a screen here.
They're going to run this down.
Yeah.
Run this down to him.
He'll
attack at about 8 seconds.
Here comes the screen up top. Who's going to be open for that 3-point shot? Oh no!
Wow. 1.7 timeout. Wow. He was about 3 feet outside that 3-point line, Ben. He made a heck of a shot.
Stacey, we talked about this literally during the timeout. Actually,
I wonder if we still have time to get Brandon Robinson signed on the Millrats.
Listen, it doesn't take a genius watching a basketball game tonight to know that this team can shoot threes.
Yeah.
We knew they were waiting for that high screen by their veterans, and for that, well, they all shoot threes, but for one of their three-point shooters to get open, and he's been money all game.
You know, like I said, it's been a night where the Mill Rats haven't shot the ball particularly well. PEI has shot the ball extremely well, and we're looking at a three-point shot made with 1.7 seconds left by the Island Storm to win this
But
game.
Stacey, the patience of that, the way that was run, that offensive set was beautiful. I gotta say, by the Storm, the way they timed that screen was perfect. There was even a Mill Rats player trying to get around the screen to get a hand up, but the guy shooting the ball has been on fire all night.
Yeah,
and you knew if he got in just a little bit of a look, it was going.
Yeah, well, this game's not over. 1.7. 1.7. You got time for a catch and even a dribble in a shot here.
Man,
Bayhane with a pretty good look. Even in the loss, Ben, the Mill Rats, I mean, you're not going to be totally happy with the loss, but you've got to be happy that you didn't shoot the ball very well at all, and the division leaders came in here and shot the ball extremely well, and they escaped with a three-point shot with less than 2 seconds left for the win. So things are looking good for the Mill Rats for sure.
Things are looking good for the Mill Rats. Someone like Johnny Mann, who normally hits 6 or 7 threes, that does matter on the score sheet. I mean, he adds 18, 20 points to your score.
Yeah, definitely.
And
in a couple nickel and dime fouls against Kenny Jones.
But again,
got him out of the game, and
we talked before the game started. What makes this team special, the PEI Storm? And it's the coaching, it's the strategy. That last play kind of summed up the PEI Storm.
Yeah.
The way they effectively ran that play, ran out the time, set the screen, got the man who's been on fire all night open for that three and hit. They are a legitimate team to have to battle in playoffs.
And shooting the ball like that,
the Mill Rats have to be able to defend that perimeter three. But again, a couple of those threes were contested shots.
Yeah,
they had a good hand up in the face, and they just hit. They made the shots.
Yeah, highly contested shots. Hats off to PEI with shooting the ball extremely well and knocking that last shot down. Timed it perfect, tacked the basket, started that play with about 8 seconds left, and ball went through the twine at 1.7. It was timed perfectly.
So again, ladies and gentlemen, win or lose for the St. John Mill Rats, another game has come down to the buzzer. And if you weren't at least excited about the fact that Tyrone Levitt hit that half-court shot, go back and re-watch this game tape. You're going to love it. It's going to make a top 10 moment for sure. So thank you for tuning in to St. John, New Brunswick, Canada, National Basketball League of Canada, Pro Basketball. We'll see you again next time. Signing off for now is Ben Morrison and Stacey Atkinson.